What is going on, my YouTube friends? I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's a little sunny, but it's chilly here, I'm gonna tell you. So today, we're gonna fire up the furnace, get some heat in this garage, and then we're gonna go over what we're gonna do with the Fairmont and my plans for the 347. So, let me get this heater turned around and get this heater started, and camera turn around. Let's get this heater started, and I'll bring you back. So here's the beloved Mr. Mach 1's heater. Yeah, buddy. So let me get in here. I'm going to clean this out a little bit and get it cleaned up before I start a fire in there. So I'm just going to take the compressor, air line, bring it over here. I'm going to blow this stuff out on it, and then we'll get this thing fired up. So let me get this thing cleaned up, and I will bring it back. Alrighty, so I got it blown out, got it cleaned out pretty good. So it's going to take a few minutes to get this thing fired up. So let's get in here. I gotta push this in, and then I got the igniter on the other side there so I can get this fired up. So let's go ahead and we'll put this on for ignite. So that way, like I said, I gotta push that inwards. Oops, I'm sorry. So once I push that in, then I gotta hit the button on the other side. So I need both hands to do it. So let's see if we can position you guys up in here and see if we can get this baby rocking and rolling. So we'll push the igniter in here, push that in, and then see if we can get some flame here. All right, second time. So we're gonna have to hold this in for a few minutes so that way the flame will catch. Once it catch, and then we'll fire this baby up. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but hey, at least I'm talking to you. You poor people. I kind of feel sorry for you. So yeah, we're going to hold this on here. I'm not going to turn the fan on the furnace on yet because I don't need it, because I have the other fan out here. The Polar Wind fan. So that way we have it moving out. But yeah, we got a nice flame coming out there. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt. Then it's hilarious. Get this thing fired up, and then we'll go over some of the stuff, excuse me, that we're going to be doing on the Fairmont, and the fun, beautiful things I got planned for this 347. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let's see if I've held this in here long enough. Nice. Nice. Let me bring you out here. I got the flame going. Yeah, we're going. Now we're cooking, baby. We're cooking. So I'll crank this up to about 3 right now. Got that at 3. And we got fire. We got fire, baby. So I got the fan up here. And flame down here. Close this up. So yeah, it was pretty dusty in there, but it's all cleaned up, ready to go. There's the crank to the thrifter in Cleveland that we won't be using. Yeah, buddy. So let me get this turned around, and I'll be right back. Got some fire in the heater, yeah, buddy. So that's the best thing, all right? That's it. So there's a lot of things that I still got to do this Fairmont. We still got a lot of the build left and this and that. But I guess my main goal this year is to at least try to get the lower end of the 347 built. So we'll get the rotating kit. It's going to be 347. I'm going to go for a higher compressor engine because I'm going to be naturally aspirated. It will have to run off racing fuel. Big cam, big heads. Whew. I'm going to have to make payments on this bad boy, ain't I? Yeah, buddy. But we're going to get her done. So I plan on having the lower end of this thing done this winter. I would like to have the engine completed this winter, but we'll see how overtime goes and see what goes on with my work schedule, because I'm at the hall and I go to work too. So we'll see exactly how that works out. Might have to sell a few things. It's part of building cars, right, guys? Bills come first, though, guys. I'm sorry, man. I'm not one of those guys that's going to build an engine, then pay my bills. I got to pay my bills because I got to have a place to live. And boy, the wife, I don't think that'd make her very happy. I know it wouldn't make me happy. No, no, no. So anyhow, let's turn this around and see what I got going on. First and foremost, I got to do things like, you know, put the bolts on, or the nuts on the bolts down on the ends and stuff on down here, like right there, and tighten everything down, torque everything up. There's still going to be some adjustments that has to be done to the rear end of the car, as far as the upper and lower control arms and everything go, and make sure that, you know, we get the right angle on the rear end and everything. So we got to do all that. I can do a lot of that in the car, but once we get the car sitting on its own weight, then that's when we really got to get serious about it. Right now, I got things okay, no fender rubbing or nothing like that, so that's the main thing. And, you know, we got the relocation kit, everything done on this. Team Z, everything's Team Z. Of course, they're local to me, so we get all that. Give you a little bit more close-up on what's going on here. As you can see, I got to put the nuts like right there. Bolt, torque it, get everything torqued down, make it right, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the same size tires. It's still a friend of mine, but he's not in no rush for him right now. Dave, thank you. Dave's a good guy, I tell you. You don't have many guys like Dave around anymore. But give you a little show you the front of it. So I mean, you got to get the pinion angle right and stuff like that still. So there's still a lot to do. But we're gonna get her done. This is the plan for this winter, to finish all that up, get it tightened up. Like I said, once we get the car down its own weight, then we'll worry about making sure everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be and adjusted the way it's supposed to be. So we got the front end right here. Yes, and I do have the rotors and everything on. You can move this stuff out of the way here. I do have the rotors and everything on it, what I'm going to use. You know, the Team Z front suspension, Flaming River, rack and pinion, you know, strange, adjustable. Yeah, buddy. The Z for Team Z. So we got all that done. You know, we got the engine compartment, everything all painted the way it's supposed to be. So once I get all the rear end bolts and torque down everything in the back, I'll come to the front. I'll do the same to the front, and then I got to realign the, adjust the rack and pinion, the tie rod ends, so the wheels and everything's straight. I probably should just go ahead and buy a couple front wheels and tires for this, so that way I have it. And if I do want to set it down off the rotisserie, I can. I actually got the rotisserie sold, but you don't need it right now, so kind of hold it onto it right now until that. But so these are the first things I'm going to do, is the rear end, the front end. We're going to get all that done, suspension, get all that torqued up, get the rack and pinion and the tie rod ends and everything aligned like it should be, and then I'm going to start working on the inside of the car and get the wiring harness and the dash and the steering column. And this is collected all of its parts winter, so we'll get the dash, the steering column, the wiring harness, and we'll get all that done this winter. And so we have plenty to do on the Fairmont, why the engine is getting built. Listen to this, listen. Is that solid or is that solid? So, as you can see, this is underneath the car. The car is definitely in good shape. So, my buddy, he's a furnace guy, and this lady had a furnace replaced in her house, and there was nothing wrong with the furnace that was in it, but she just had to have a new one. So he took it out, and my daughter, he just did some work on my daughter's furnace, and he says, hey, I got this furnace, she can have it. Just pay me to install it. And I said, shh, win-win. So then we got the 347, 302, 1968. Mexican 302, which I've showed this to you guys once before. He's got it all oiled down good. And so that is going to be the block that we're using. Sorry about all the moving around and everything. On that block, I'm going to take it down there. I'm going to take it to Holbrook. I'm going to let him go ahead and order me the rotating kit, the bearings, everything. The gentleman I bought the block off of said those were new cam bearings that's in it. I'm going with a different kind of bearing, so we'll be replacing those as well. And, you know, like I said, he'll be cleaning up the cylinders, cleaning the block up, getting everything ready to go. So I think this is going to work out. So I'm just going to give him some money, take him to the block, which I'd like to do it this week, so that way he can get started on it, and then we'll go from there. So, but I haven't checked the blocks and everything like that, and I'll make sure it's line board and, you know, get everything balanced, make sure everything's, you know, correct the way it should be, and then let him go ahead and order everything so that way he can get it probably cheaper and faster than I can, you know, because that's what he does. So we're going to get things rocking and rolling on that. And it's going to be a 347. Probably going to go with AFR heads. I haven't figured exactly what head I'm going to go with yet. You know, it's going to be a high compression engine. I'm looking to get a lot of power out of this engine. It's going to be naturally aspirated. No, I'm not going to put a blower, and I'm not going to put a turbo or anything like that on it. It's going to be all naturally aspirated and ready to rock and roll. So my main goal out of this Fairmont is being the 10s. And I think that we can do that with the 347. Shouldn't have a problem with that. We'll get her down in the 10s. I think I have the right suspension, the right setup. I just got to get it set up and get everything done. So this is basically my plans for this winter. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the rear end. Get all that buttoned up, you know, which basically just bolt it down and torque it down, make sure everything's good and tight and still, you know, moving. And then we'll move on to the front end, make sure all that's torqued down and ready to go. Get the rack and pinion and the tie rod ends and get everything aligned. And, you know, and then once I get the car set on the ground, I'll go ahead and I'll adjust the rest of it, and when the car's on its weight, and get everything adjusted, this and that. A lot of people tell me to go ahead and put, you know, tie the frame together lights like this, but I'm sorry. I wanted to get the car at the weight it's going to be and get it set down and get those right, because I want to make sure the car's square before we start welding anything to tie the frames. That's just me. That's my opinion, and I'm staying with it. So don't tell me, oh, you can do this, you can do that, because this is the way I'm going to do it, all right? You can do your car your way, I'll do my car my way. That simple. So, yeah, but like I says, is that we did a lot of work to this car last year, and I'm going to button it up this year. And I'm going to get the wiring harness and that in there, and then the engine harness, all that will get in there in due time. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Those wheel and tire setup on that car looks tough, baby. Oh, yeah. So let me get this turned around. I know, you're just dying to see this mug, aren't you? So like I said, we got the fires fired up, the furnace fired up. We're ready to warm this baby up, and I can already feel it's warming up. It's like 30, 40 degrees outside right now. 35, 40, somewhere around here. I haven't really checked. So Fairmont. This is gonna be the prime thing we're gonna work on. No, I'm not working on a 65 and just, you know, finish getting the brakes on, throws on that, get that off the trailer, take the Dodge, the Chrysler, whatever you want to call that thing, back over and put it in front of my dad's garage. And we're going to start rock and rolling on this Fairmont. So basically, I think I'm going to work on getting the suspension and get all that done and get this engine built. And then after we get all that done, then maybe next year, we'll start working on the body work, start getting the paint done. There's really no body work, just some dings and dents and stuff that needs to be taken out, because this body's solid, man. Solid as a rock. So we'll get all that done. Would I like to take this car to Ford Takeover? Heck yeah, baby. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a 10-second car. I'm not looking for 9s, I'm looking for 8s, you know. 10-second, naturally aspirated 347. It's going to be a high compression motor. It might be a little faster than a 10-second car, to be honest with you, but we're going to tune it for 10 seconds, make it nice, you know, make it fun. And if I could take this car to Ford Takeover, man, that would be a good time, wouldn't it? Because you know what, to be honest with you, I can put the fenders and stuff on this thing and, you know, keep it like it is and drive it, you know, when we go to Ford Takeover, because I don't do nothing pretty to it. I'm not going to be showing it. I'll be taking it down the strip. Yeah, buddy. So I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you, my new subscribers, my old subscribers. You guys are awesome. And if anybody tells you any different, you come see me and I'll tell them you're awesome. Because to stick with me as long as you guys have, you got to be as nutty as me. You got to be as nutty as me. I got a couple things that I've been talking to a couple guys about the junkyard. I may have found somebody to start running it for me. We'll see. Nothing's been put in stone yet. I just gotta check these people out and see how well, you know, I can trust them and stuff like that. Because I guess that's my biggest thing is trust. And I know people are gonna take something here and there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're going to. But I gotta be able to survive that. I gotta be able to make the money. I gotta be able to buy cars. And as high as cars and stuff are right now, it's crazy. And scrap's down. Scrap's down right now. I mean, it's literally down, you know. So if people give you big money for your cars for scrap, sell them, you know, because it's about to come to an end, you know. So I do have a little bit of money saved up. We'll start working on the 302, 347, and start getting that done. The rotating kit's right around about $2,000, give or take. I'm going off forged. And like I said, I'm not going nitrous. I'm not going with a blower. I'm not going with a turbo. It's going to be naturally aspirated. Me. That's the way I like to do it. Hey man, you can go cheap and get, you know, hit that spray and do. I ain't doing that. It's not happening. You know what I mean? So basically, after I get all the suspension done, get all that done, and we can get the motor, before when I was going with the Cleveland, with the 408 Cleveland, I was gonna go with the C4 and this and that. I mean, not a C4, I'm sorry, a turbo 400, but I'm switching back, I'm going to the C4. I'm gonna get the reverse valve body with the trans brake, and then we're gonna go that route right there. So there's still a lot of stuff we gotta buy for this car, and to get it on the road, like I said, I got the wiring harness, I got most of the stuff I need. The seats and stuff that I'm putting in there, I gotta get reupholstered. So there's still a lot that has to be done. All the trim for the interior and all that, I still gotta paint that. I haven't painted. I was planning on doing it this summer, but you know, things just didn't work out that way. A lot of car shows. You guys see the videos. I got a lot of car shows, you know. I think I had too many car shows. I actually think people are getting sick of it. So anyhow, you guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. It's gonna help me out with the build, a lot of things like that. You know, I mean, I don't make a whole lot of money on YouTube, but I make enough to buy the small things here and there. So you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time it was you watch this. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey, we'll be back with some more cool stuff. Oh yeah. And the 175, DT 175, the Yamaha, we're gonna work on that, but I'm gonna buy the parts and stuff, and I can bring it into the garage when I wanna do stuff to it, or I can even just take a heater out and do it out in the shed. I do need to put some lights out there, but that's yet to come. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks.